Hello Internet, welcome back to Songs of Syx. In the last episode, we expanded our farming efforts even further as we really need to bring in more food than what we're making now. We also built a clay deposit pit mining situation where we're going to be harvesting clay for our colony. And we built a small pottery studio as well so that we can have some pots being generated in our colony. This is going to allow us to make like cafeterias for our population and possibly some exports as well. And welcome back, everybody. I think that's it. Oh, we did build a pasture as well, but I suspect that's not going to be good enough. We have no storage for meat or livestock. We do have storage for meat. We're maxed out on meat. And then livestock is due to do this thing. So that's our last crate. We need a new warehouse, or we need to expand the warehouse we have. Okay, so that should produce some livestock. The meat situation, I think we should be exporting our meat. I thought we were doing that already, but I think we need to really make sure we're doing that. We are doing that. What does this light mean? Does it mean it's being exported? The amount of goods you export, depots that are available to be exported. So why are we not exporting meat? You should export meat whenever you're above 50%. Do we just not have it in storage? Yeah, why is there not meat in this facility? We probably don't have enough employees doing that. Although the workload is 20%, so that would imply that we do have enough employees. They're just not working hard enough. Why is this not being delivered to this warehouse? Do we need more workers here? Their workload is 40%, so you would assume that we have enough workers for that as well. So why are we not exporting more meat? Stored 128. Oh, we are maxed out on meat. Oh, I see. This is the price. I thought this was the current number. Warehouse 764. Well, let's allocate some more crates for meat so we can export more meat. I think hopefully that leads to more money coming in. I'm not sure why it's not making trades more frequently. Maybe people just don't want to buy meat. That is definitely a possibility. It's a pretty available resource. We have a lot of wood on our farm. I assume that means it's we're full up on wood. Of course we are. Okay, so we need to do some things here. We can expand our furniture efforts to take up more wood per day. And let's expand our warehouse, which is going to screw up all of our crates, but let's do it anyway. So, expand room. We're going to expand here. This. And then we will build walls. We're going to need to dismantle these lights, actually. So delete the lights, which should be instantaneous. Okay, then we expand this room. Expand room, like so. Put walls around it. How do we deconstruct a wall? Remove item. Remove these walls. Can we do that? We can't remove the walls. So will they automatically do that? Expand room. I think they're going to automatically remove the walls. I'm really hoping they do. And then let's build crates. And remember, we saw that for 50% more, we could get double the storage. So if we make bigger crates, we're going to be able to hold less items because we'll have fewer crates to allocate, but we can hold more of the type of item that we select for the crate, if that makes sense. So I think we want just huge crates here. Frankly, let's take up, if we do this, we need one space in the middle, 4 tiles wide. Okay, so we didn't make this odd numbered, so we can't have one tile in the middle. So one side will be bigger than the other. Oh, and I put them in backwards. So remove item, go back to crates. We flip it around because we want them at the wall. Oh, we can't because they'll block each other. Remove item. How do I want to do this? If I do it, it doesn't matter which way I orient them, they're going to have to be a space apart. I can fit more if I go this way than if I go this way. Geez, it's only going to be like 8 more crates if I do that. But they can hold so much more. And we can put little crates up top. Okay, let's just do this for now. We'll put the door in between. And we can put little ones up here so we have more space for stuff. and which I'm putting that backwards. I'm doing everything and I clicked the wrong button. Oh, internet. It won't even let me select the warehouse now. Oh, did it? It completely removed the warehouse. Why would you not maintain all the crates that were already placed? Okay. And that button should have a confirmation on it, man. You can't just erase the whole room like that. Okay. Delete this whole thing. Get rid of it. I'm mad now. Let's get rid of it. Delete, remove. Remove all of this nonsense. And I don't know if we can build with stuff already in the way. So we're just going to build a brand new warehouse. We're going to build it in here. We're just going to do it. We're just going to do it like that. Because honestly, I'm annoyed by that. So we're going to go build a new warehouse. Completely from scratch. Put walls on it. Make it this big. Put walls on it. Okay. We'll make new crates. This way nothing's in our way. We can see what we're doing. I don't know if this is an odd number of tiles. If we go 6 and 6, we will have space enough for 2 rows. And they have to be every other one. So it's not perfect, but it is something. So we'll do that. We'll flip it around. Do the same thing on this side. So again, we can hold fewer variety of items because we're going to have fewer crates themselves, but each crate can hold substantially more material than it could have previously. So I think that this will do just fine. I don't love it. I wish things were better, but this is where we're at. And we'll put some doors on the side in case, you know, maybe they need access in that area. It's a shame they can only be 1 tile wide doors, but it is what it is, and we'll do that. And then I don't know what they're going to do with all this. It's going to start spoiling at a more rapid rate. We're going to try to take care of that as quickly as possible. We have 0 days of stored food, which makes perfect sense because we don't have anything in storage. Hooray. So I would love if you all could work faster and harder at building our warehouse. Sorry, internet, I still don't know the UI. I guess I clicked the delete room button. I did not mean to do so. But what are you going to do? We should also check on our stone supply, by the way. I believe that's pretty low. So that may be a problem for us in the future. And of course, we can't see how many of anything we have because we don't have a warehouse at the moment. So whatever. I mean, you know, not the best way to do things, but it allowed us to expand our warehouse and it's in a more centralized location. Because remember, we're going to be building to the northwest here. So once they finish this off here, fantastic. We'll go ahead and start laying things out. So if I click 1, it should increase by like 1,000. No. So what I thought this would be doing is making 1 crate and then it had a really long access area. But I guess these are still individual crates. So I was completely wrong about them storing more per crate, which is totally fine. So let's just go down the list here. We need fruit storage. We need egg storage. We don't have grain at the moment. We need meat storage, veggie storage, stone storage, wood for sure. We can do 1 crate for livestock. We need a space for clay. We don't have coal. We might as well put 1 for cotton because some animals in the hunter give cotton. We don't have gemstones. We do have leather. No ore. Furniture, definitely. Metal, definitely. Paper, we don't have. Pottery, we do. Clothing, we do. So that should be everything. And then we have a jillion crates left over, so let's just bump up the numbers of basically all of these things. Specifically the food items that we know we have a lot of, so fruits and vegetables. Meat as well will be a lot. Wood, definitely, we need a lot of wood storage. We'll bump up stone as well. Livestock is fine, low. Clay is fine, low, I think. And cotton is low. Leather is low. Clothing will be low. Furniture we can increase. And I think we are good. Same with pottery. I just don't think we're going to produce that many, but we'll go ahead and do that anyway. And then we will add some dedicated employees for harvesting. So we'll put 6 people on kind of the runner duty where they will go pick items up and store them in our warehouse. So overall, I do think this was an improvement. It just was a bit of a bummer the way it all shook out. I suppose we could put another farm in this area. I don't really know what else to put here. I just don't know. I'm not thrilled with the way the layout is looking either. So we're down to 8 days of food. Again, our stores were just depleted a bit. I don't think we're going to expand our population until we can get another big food harvest in, which should be, we just did, I guess. Okay, so this should tell us how we're doing food-wise. And currently it says we have 9 days of food. I really hope that's wrong. Where is all my food? Did it just spoil because it was on the ground? Oh no, we're down to 10 days of food. So we're not in a good spot. We're in a bad spot. Like, that's really bad. And I can't even expand the farms because the farms require food to sow them. So expanding food would get us into trouble because we would just deplete our food stores even more rapidly. Okay. We could import some food temporarily. I don't think we need to do that. 10 days is enough to get to a new harvest. So I think we need to just chill. I don't think we should be expanding our population. And we have so few available workers, I don't know that we should be expanding really anything at the moment. Employees, we're getting a couple pots a day. How many pots do I have? 50 pots. So we could probably build like a cafeteria at this point, which would be food, canteen. Step up from eateries. They offer better tasting food and a place to sit and socialize. They require coal. I don't have coal. Eatery will use pots and raw food to create tasty meals. They will also get a chance to pick what they want and thus improve food preference. Build them close to a warehouse for food. Okay, let's build an eatery. I would love to go one up and make it a cafeteria or a canteen or whatever, but it requires coal. And at the moment, we're not making coal. What we could do, actually, which we should do, is build a charcoal maker, which would be probably workshop. Nope. Refinery, charcoaler. So they would turn wood into coal. It does require stone and clay, which we do have at this point, and it produces coal from wood. And remember, we have a huge surplus of wood most of the time. It makes noise though, so we don't want it right next to the colony. And we just don't have a disposable workforce at the moment to really be doing anything about that. Man, our food stores are so low. I'm so nervous about that. Let's build a charcoaler. We're going to limit the number of people who can work there immediately so that we're not eating up all of our few remaining free workers. Because we do want people as odd jobbers who can still, you know, run stuff around or build as necessary. So we're not going to make this too huge. Why don't we put it here across the street from our other industry? We do want walls on it. So we'll go in one. We'll make it a nice wide building. Should be plenty there. Yeah, should be plenty there. This is a huge operation, actually. I don't know how big the kilns will be. That's my one concern here, is that they might take up a ton of space. Oh my god, it's huge. Oh, well, I've made it huge. So they can only employ a few people per kiln. So I think actually making one huge kiln is actually a wiser decision here. And then we can make auxiliary kilns down here. 400% increase. So if I put 2 of you... Do I need another kiln, really? This would block the door. So do I want to make this space an additional kiln? Yes. And then let's cancel... Oh my god, I did it again. You stupid... Okay, we'll just build this out like so. No big deal. Definitely not furious about that. So this button just completely undoes everything you did. Even though it's right next to the undo button. Maybe don't put that here. Maybe put that up here somewhere. Like completely cancel what you're doing. Instead of putting it at the very available button press. Okay, huge kiln. Click. Auxiliary kiln. In the corner. How big can you be? I can make you double wide, but you would block more. So we're going to go with this size. Build a couple of those. Build me a smallish kiln. If I do that, I don't have space. If I put it here, I do have space. We'll build one more of these auxiliary kilns. Here. Sure. And then we will put some doors on it. Why not? Big doors. And we will click the check mark, and we will not accidentally undo this. Okay. 9 days of food. Okay. Okay. We're tending to the food. Should be ready in a few more days. A few more days we'll have an influx of food. That'll give me some idea of how much our surplus goes up. So we're at 8 days of food. And once we harvest everything, we will know how many days we get from a harvest. And then we can kind of extrapolate how long we need to go to build up our food stores to be much more comfortable before we accept new colonists. So this is going to use quite a bit of metal and clay, which we probably don't have enough clay. We do not. So what I want to do temporarily, let's oh, do not auto employ. I don't like that. Let's currently, but our workforce is so limited. Can I suspend temporarily? Delete room, absolutely not. We'll just go down to 1 employee. So I think the issue here is the clay extraction, not the pottery eating all of it up. I think we're just not bringing in enough clay. So I want to ramp this up a little bit. Production plus 0.1. So why does that go down as I increase my... That's their rate per day. Why does their rate go down? Because they're just not efficient enough? Output. When building the mine, the density of clay deposits determines output. The highest density is applied when you have 1 worker. This value will move down to the average density the more people you employ in the mine. Increasing the amount of workers will always result in more produce. The efficiency will go down, however. So this seems terrible. Like, we just must not have a lot of clay deposits. That must be what that is about. It's not great. It's not great, because that means our charcoal is going to take a really long time to construct. Because we have to wait for an influx of clay, and because we have a pottery station that's working. In fact, just cancel everyone from working. I want to get that built. I want to build an eatery for these people. I hate that they're tracking through here. Walk on the road, you savages. That's why I built them. Oh, okay. So it's not going super great, internet. I'm a little annoyed today with some of these things. All right, we need to find some more stone as well is an issue here, because we just don't have a lot of it, and we don't have any stone deposits in the area, so we don't really know where to go to get stone. Are you stone? Yes, you're some rocks at least. So let's just try down here. We'll clear rock down here, and any random rock that we come across. Maybe there's some in the area here as well. Just pull up some rocks. Doesn't seem like there's very many, but it's something. We need to resupply our stone supply, because we're basically out of stone as well. And again, because we don't have stone deposits nearby, we're probably going to need to shift to importing stone eventually. It just seems like such a bummer to import such a basic resource. I really wish we had some nearby, which we just do not. Really slow going with. Okay, we're up to 21 days of food, so my guess would be we harvested about 13 days worth of food, plus there's some left strewn about yet. Why don't I build an additional farm here? I don't know if they'll walk through existing locations or not. Why don't we just continue expanding in this direction? So we'll go 1 more row over, which is roads here. We're going to keep it with dirt roads. I just don't see a reason to do stone at the moment when we have stone as a limited resource. We'll go ahead and build another road here, and we'll connect that at the bottom as well. And actually, I don't need that there, so we'll remove that. Of course not. Remove jobs. I really wish there was just a remove all button, so I didn't have to pick and choose as I went. All right, so clay deposits, yeah, I guess we just don't have a huge density of clay deposits. You'll see they're like 4%, 9%, 10%. So it seems like we just didn't get a very rich vein of clay here, which is a huge disappointment as well. Like where I live, the ground is extremely clay. There's a ton of clay in the soil here. So I always just sort of assumed that clay was everywhere in the real world. I guess that's not necessarily the case. So... I don't know how to speed up our clay production. It seems like it's always going to be pretty limited. And remember, we built these things that increase their efficiency by a huge percentage. So the fact that that's all been increased and we're still only outputting, you know, a handful of 55 per year is horrible, because that means the remaining clay that we need for this is going to take us about a year to produce, which is just such a huge expenditure of time. I could import it. We have the cash. Go ahead. I need an import here. Bring me some clay. And that should take care of that. We don't want to let that run forever. We don't want to forget about it and end up stockpiling clay through imports. That's obviously not what we want. And we're going to look at this closely. I want to see 0 of 256 clay. I want to see if it spawns like a little guy who delivers us clay or not. So we're going to keep an eye on anyone who walks over here. But we're not getting any imports. I'm not sure how frequently that happens. I don't know. Maybe they spawn at the edge of the map and they walk all the way over here. I don't know how that works. Do we have clay here? No. Do we have clay here? No. It doesn't look like we've imported any, despite being a few days. So I'm not sure how frequently that happens, but we do want to keep an eye on that. You can see our export is absolutely stockpiled with meat. Does not seem to be anyone who wants to buy that. Also a bit of a bummer, frankly. Don't know what to do about that. I assume our main income at this point is selling excess furniture, because that just seems like a natural thing. So we're just going to ignore that. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Maybe I have to import clay, buy whenever stock is below 100%. So we should be buying it at this exact moment, and we don't seem to be doing that. We can knock that down. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. We need more clay. And we're willing to expend that money. Is it because I'm requesting such a large quantity? It looks like there are people exporting millions of it, so I don't know. Incoming wares are 0. We have space. We have, what is the rate? It doesn't tell me. All rooms degrade. That's the degrade rate, I assume. We're not using this space. Remember, the wiki entry tells you essentially nothing about this building. So I don't know why we're not importing. Maybe I have to import. You don't have storage to accept a batch. Build a delivery depot. Set it to accept this resource. A delivery depot. Infrastructure. I assume that means the import depot. Build a delivery depot. I don't see anything like that. So I'm going to assume it means the export-import thing. Yeah, I got to assume that's what it means. We have storage space for it. Maybe it's because I'm setting it to 100%, so it wants me to buy 100% at once, and maybe that's the issue. I don't know. Let's lower this to like when it's below 40%. Maybe that'll let us buy a smaller portion. I just don't know how that works. But anyway, I want to expand our farms again. That seems to be a lot of what we do in this game, is expanding our farms. Go ahead and build another big old farm here. I don't really care how wide it is. I think it was 18 was the last one, so we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll make both veggie farms. Oh wait, 18 this way. I counted wrong. I don't remember how many tiles it was. I don't really care, I guess. We need to expand this one. We can't do multiples in one batch. We'll just make that one. That seems fine. And we'll build a fruit farm again instead. Nah, we'll do veggies. Why not? We'll do veggies again. Make this nice and big. Build it down here. Great, another veggie farm. So again, we use food to seed those locations, but it's beneficial in the long run. Looks like we did get a shipment of clay. People were making the delivery there. So I don't know if lowering the percentage did what we needed it to do, but we are good now on clay. We still have 43,000 currency, so I think we are good for now. So let's stop importing clay. How are we doing on metal? We have a decent stockpile of metal. Oh, metal spoils? 5% per year? Okay. Let's import. What do we need to import? What do we not have that would actually benefit our colony right this second? Tools. You don't have the storage to accept a batch of this resource. Build a delivery depot and set it to accept a resource. Let's import some tools. Let's make a space for tools. That should improve the efficiency of our workers. Maybe that will help us with like our clay mining and our farming and stuff. So we'll do that. We'll set that up. We will mark our stockpile. So like literally if it's less than 100%, but let's mark it down to 50% to start with. I assume you use them up. Can be equipped to workers for faster production. It doesn't say we use them up. I gotta assume there's some kind of breakage in the game. So presumably we will eventually require more than we have. It looks like our leather clothing production is us now stockpiling that in our warehouse, which should mean that every colonist has a set of clothing. If I just click a random colonist, do you have clothes? How do I see that? What is this? Nobles? No. Oh, clothing. Target number of items each individual would equip. Special cases for this are tools, which is set at each industry. Weapons are also set separately per division. So he has 2 sets of clothes on him. What about, okay, please don't auto-center. I don't like that. You also have 2 sets of clothes. You have 2 sets of clothes. You don't have access to a hearth, which is bothering you. Okay. Probably just it's too far away. It's all the way up here. Maybe we build one down here for our farmers. Or down here for like our farmers and clay people, because I bet you don't have access either. And you also don't have access to beds because the dorms are too far away. We could build some beds down here for them to sleep. Because we don't have centralized sleeping locations, like in Rimworld you have a specific bedroom that your colonist goes to. We don't actually have that in this game. I think they just sleep and work wherever they are. So if we have people down here working in our clay mine, they're not going to walk all the way up here to go to bed, because that's not how it works. They're just going to end up sleeping on the ground nearby. So I think we should build basic facilities down here to cater to our farmers and our our miners here. I think that would be good. And they're relatively inexpensive, and we have so many colonists that this dormitory is not enough. I'm sure it's 100% occupied. Highest load, yeah, 100%. Currently using 8. Needs, yeah, so we need more dormitories as well. So we might build one down here and one up here for our industry people. Do you have access to dorms? You also don't. Oh, you do. Access true quality 100%. So maybe they do have access and I was just looking at the wrong one. They do. Okay. So they are close enough to access these things. I still think we should build another dormitory, but we can do that in a moment. So for now, we've got our farms picking up. Let's dig a canal, again, to maintain that idea that we have kind of an inlet here, and we're just building bridges over it, kind of is our role play for that. So this should be getting built, so we should have charcoal coming in the near future. This will not only enable us to do things like make that canteen, so that's fully operational. Let's reduce the workers in that to like 5 or 6. We could take on more immigrants, but we would have to take on 30 of these guys. Let's take on some humans, because they also can eat meat, so we're not really concerned about feeding them as much, because they can eat some of the things that other people would not be able to eat. We need storage for coal, so we'll build some coal storage, and I'm just curious how much you're going to produce. So 4 per day per person, so we should get 20 in a day. It is ticking up pretty rapidly. So I'm not too concerned about that. It is using wood, which also we're not concerned at all. Did not mean to click you, sir. Meant to click the warehouse. Yeah, I mean, and our wood is maxed out. I think we are good in that regard. Are we importing tools? Have we gotten a shipment of tools? We did not. Okay. So we're not getting tools in here. Or did people just take them immediately? Like if I click you, do you have tools? Where's a person? Do you have tools? No. You? No. No. So we probably just haven't gotten a shipment of tools yet. Hopefully in the near future we will see that happen. That would be great. These farms should be not constructed at all, really. We probably have so few population available that we just don't have enough people to construct, which is obviously not great. We're going to need to work on that. What is this here? What are you? You're fruit. Oh, and we should be harvesting, well, it's winter. We should have been harvesting wild foods while we were in a tight spot with our food production. I did not think about that. We should definitely be trying to remember to do that. Maybe there should be a building for like harvesting wild goods. Probably not, right? Because you would just farm them. Why would you? That is essentially what a farm is. Why would you harvest the wild goods specifically like that? So no tools yet. Okay. I mean, we didn't make a ton of progress this episode. Mostly we just tried to get that charcoaler built. But we should have charcoal coming in. No doubt we should have charcoal coming in. 13 portions of charcoal. Well, I'm curious how much the food place actually consumes. 0.2, is that like per stove maybe? You know, we'll have to build one in the next episode and see what it looks like. A lot of wild veggies. We should definitely take advantage of those. All right, Internet, I think we're going to call the episode here. I think we got a shipment. Our prices dropped by like, our cost of, our coinage, I should say. Our currency dropped by like 25,000. So I gotta assume we imported some tools. I just don't know where they're being used. Because it says you set them in the industry tab. Maybe up here somewhere. Slaves, treasury, goods, knowledge. Maybe... Yeah, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea where you would equip. Where you would equip tools. Okay, tools, rate 100%. 132 people are employed. Tool level. Target number of items each individual should equip. Special cases for this. Okay, so click it. Okay. So no one is using tools, which means we have not gotten a shipment of tools. So where then did my money go? Maybe we bought them and that's why our currency dropped, but we haven't had them delivered yet. That is a possibility. But if we're going to use tools, we would like them in our farms primarily, I think, would be the smart place to put them. So this would be one per person. So let's go vegetable farm, fruit farm. Would require 24 tools. Okay. Fruit and veggie farms are a sensible place to put it. And, oh, our clay mine. Yes, our clay mine. Because we're getting so little clay. So we'll do that. That'll be 43. I think that's acceptable for the time being. At least now we know where to set that. All right, Internet, I think we're going to call the episode here. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you had a good time. I'll be back with more Songs of Syx in the near future, and I will see you in the next video.